Hello everyone and welcome back to the FPL Engine YouTube channel. Now in today's video I'm going to be reviewing how my Game Week 7 went and giving you an early look at my transfer plans for FPL Game Week 8. So just before we get in, as you can see, I've been working very hard over the past few days on the graphics. That's why this video has been delayed a day or two. Please let me know in the comments if you like them, what improvements you would like, if you want any different colours, because I definitely like them a lot more. But yeah, make sure to let me know if you like them or not. Anyway, getting into the team and how it went. A small green arrow back inside the top 500k. It's what you like to see. I'm quite happy. I'm quite satisfied with this week, so not many complaints there. David Raya and Gabriel obviously picking up the clean sheet. Tarkovsky not getting the clean sheet, but getting the DEFCON and the bonus point. If he got a clean sheet, obviously it would have been an absolutely amazing week for the defence. But yeah, 5 points you take it. Just a very nice, consistent points man. And that's why I like picking the DEFCON players, because as you can see, they just tick along nicely. One person who hasn't this week, unfortunately, is Senesi. Now, that is because he got subbed off, and he was on 7 DEFCON when he got subbed off, so whether he would have hit it, we'll never know, unfortunately. I think he probably would have. The other asset from Bournemouth is Antoine Semenyo, and as you can see, just absolutely amazing again. 2 goals and 1 assist. Was the assist lucky? You know, Clive, the absolute rocket. Yeah, fair enough, but an assist, points are points. And the 2 goals were very, very well taken. And I think he is just one of the, if not the best FPL asset to have right now. And if you don't have him, what are you doing? Bruno Fernandes, as you can see, unfortunate he didn't get more points because he had a very, very high XG chance. And he also had 11 DEFCON. So quite annoying to not get at least 5 points out of him. But it is what it is. Will I keep him going into the Liverpool game? I'm really 50-50. I'm really on the fence about Bruno Fernandes at the moment. So, you know, if there's ever a time to sell him, it's now. So I feel like if I don't sell him, he will just get kept. Tijani Reinders, another player, to be honest, I'm not too happy with. I understand, yeah, he's cheap. I understand, right, you're not going to get stuff out of him every week, but I just don't know if it's sort of taking up a midfield spot that could be spent way better elsewhere. But I don't know. I feel like it's really not someone I need to change at the moment. It's not someone I need to think about. There's a lot more places. There's other places in the team that, I need to worry about more than Reinders. So I think he will just tick along and he will stay in the team for quite a while, whether he's on the bench or in the 11. Iliman Ndiaye, I actually do really like him. A lot of people want to sell, but I really like what he's offering. He should have got the assist at the end, but Beto missed. He got himself a goal because he's on penalties, which is nice having a penalty taker. I just think when you watch him in the games on the eye test, he does look really nice, and he just does look dangerous. City away next though, then Tottenham. It's not brilliant. Will I keep him again? I don't know, but we'll see later on. Erling Haaland as the captain, delivering again. My captain is still yet to blank, touch wood. Hopefully it doesn't happen. You know, if we could get a captain return every game week, that would be lovely. Victor Gyökeres and João Pedro both disappointing. On the bench, obviously Martin Dubravka, was never going to play him, to be honest. The one that really, I'm quite annoyed about is obviously Moises Caicedo. The guy literally shot from 30-something yards out, and it's gone in, which is annoying. Was I ever gonna play him? No. I mean, there was a chance I played him over João Pedro, but I think I would rather play João Pedro. But as you can see from Caicedo's points, he is just a really, really consistent player. He's a bit like Granit Xhaka. I just think them kind of players are going to be really, nice in the long run because they just tick along and they get you points. So absolutely nothing against them kind of players. Will I start him next week? To be honest, I've not decided because I do still like Ndiaye, even if it is City away. And you got to remember he did score in the fixture of City away last year, so he could definitely score at the Etihad. Anderson hitting DEFCON once again, just a very solid pick. It was looking like a long day when they were winning 1-0 versus Bournemouth, but obviously Semenyo came in clutch, and Mickey van der Ven was a good option on the bench. Obviously, I should have benched him last week for Gabriel, but I'd say that's the only proper mistake of the season. I don't think Caicedo's a big mistake because, you know, it's a really, really good goal, and that's obviously not normally going to happen, and he didn't hit DEFCON, so if he didn't score that goal, it's a 2 points for Caicedo, so I don't actually, regret not playing him. But anyway, let's get on to my transfer plans. So taking a look at my transfer plans, as you can see, there are 4 players here. There's more that I'm thinking of, but I've narrowed it down to 4 that I think are the best. Now, I've not included defenders in here just mainly because I really don't want to make defender transfers. It's really not something I want to do. And I just, that's sort of the thing on the wildcard. The only thing is I do wish I went for Chris Richards over Mickey van der Ven. That was a big mistake, and I will hold my hands up and admit that. But apart from that, I think it was quite good. Bukayo Saka and Jared Bowen, they sort of come as a 2 because it could tempt me. It really could tempt me. Now Saka's looking like the penalty taker to do Gyökeres to Bowen and Bruno Fernandes to Saka. It does feel nice, but at the same time, it feels like a really sideways move. Would I want to do that? I just don't know, because imagine Gyökeres gets a pen. Well, imagine Arsenal get a pen, sorry, and Gyökeres takes, and then you sat there like, you look like an absolute idiot. And to be honest, I just think you should never make these sideways moves. I don't think it ever ends up well. And obviously, Saka, he's a great option when he's fit. But you've got to remember, Saka's injury record has been absolutely dreadful in this past season or 2. So I'm just never confident owning Saka because I just always have that feeling he can come off injured. And Gyökeres' minutes look nice, so if I can, I will roll. And I understand I'm making this whole video just to tell you that I'm probably going to roll, but no, I don't know. There is a chance I make a transfer for this man next, who I really, really like, Enzo Fernandez. Now, if you look at the fixtures, you've got Forest away. I'd say that's actually a green fixture at the moment. Sunderland at home, I'd keep that a green. Tottenham away, probably a grey. Wolves at home, green. Burnley at home, Burnley away, sorry, green. It's an absolutely brilliant fixture run. And Enzo Fernandez, who's playing in the 10, most likely on penalties while Palmer's out. If Palmer stays out, honestly, I'd say one of the best assets in the game. And that's why I do really, really want to pick him up. But yeah, I don't know who I would transfer out, really. It would probably have to be Ndiaye. And as much as I don't want to do it, it could be a Mickey van der Ven to Chris Richards. But yeah, definitely something I'm thinking of, bringing in Enzo Fernandez, because I do really, really like him. And with that Sunderland at home fixture next, he looks like an absolutely great player. But this, again, does depend on if Cole Palmer stays out, because if Cole Palmer comes back, I think he just becomes a worse asset, and that's not what you want. Ismaila Sarr, I do really also like him, but as you can see, it does seem a bit early to bring him in. I feel like I should bring him in sort of at that Brentford home game. Bournemouth home and Arsenal away don't seem like the 2 nicest fixtures ever. So I feel like the smart thing to do would be wait until Brentford at home and then bring him in. But yeah, I think I'd definitely rather Enzo Fernandez. I do really like Jared Bowen, as I said before. The fixture run's amazing, but would you rather get someone like Paqueta? Would you rather, do something like that? But I do think they have messed up making Bowen a forward. I just don't think he's really worth taking up one of them 3 forward spots. But I don't know. It is difficult because ideally I don't want to sell Gyökeres. I also don't want to sell João Pedro, and I also don't want to sell Haaland. So the only way I would get Bowen is if I'm going to Saka. And yeah, I do like it, but I just hate doing sideways moves like that. So I don't know. We'll see. But yeah, I've got quite a while to think about it because of the international break. But As I said, I really, really hate doing them sideways moves. Getting on to the Game Week 8 team selection, as you can see, in defence, I've gone with David Raya, Mickey van der Ven, Gabriel and Senesi. Now, I do have Tarkowski on the bench, I do have Anderson on the bench. Would I rather play Anderson? I actually don't know because I do sort of just want to get that DEFCON. Tarkowski against City away, I'm backing Haaland as a captain. I really don't want to play him, to be honest. It doesn't feel nice doing that. And with Ndai versus City away in the team as well, I feel like doubling up on Everton this week isn't a smart move. This is why Mickey van der Ven to a Chris Richards could be a nice move, for now and the long run. But, making defender transfers isn't really what I want to do. Arsenal defence, they're just so consistent. If they don't get a clean sheet, you can guarantee they'll get one in the next two. So absolutely fine and happy having two of them. Senesi, sorry. Yeah, just hopefully he doesn't get subbed off and he will be an absolutely great asset once again. Dubravka on the bench as well, by the way, could tempt me, but I feel like as I've learned, never bench a premium and never ever bench an Arsenal defender, no matter who they're playing. Taking a look at the midfield, as you can see, I do have Moises Caicedo on the bench, which doesn't feel too nice. And it is sort of, a decision between him or Iliman Ndiaye. Let me know in the comments, by the way, what you guys would do, because I am very, very stuck on who I'd play here. And even Tijani Reinders, he comes into it, but with Everton at home, I feel like I can't bench him. But yeah, it's definitely a hard decision. I would also put Bruno Fernandes into that, but I just would never bench a premium on pens. I would never do it. Liverpool away. Liverpool have been shaky recently. It looks awful, but I would never ever do it. Antoine Semenyo, obviously he's just there for, clear reasons. No way he's ever getting benched. He will most likely stay in my team until AFCON, really. Bruno Fernandes, as I said, you won't want to bench premium. Tijani Reinders, 50-50 with Caicedo, also Ndiaye. Them three, I really don't know who to play. I do sort of want to play Caicedo, but if I do get Enzo, it's a more easy bench than if I don't. That's what I will say. Finally, moving on to the attack, the same front three as last week. Haaland as my captain, Victor Gyökeres and João Pedro. I do think it's a nice front three. João Pedro, with the red card, he will play in Game Week 8 and probably Game Week 9, I think it is. So that is nice. Will João Pedro get benched? At the moment, with all the injuries, I don't think he will. I doubt there's much rotation risk, because if they rotate the striker, he will probably just drop into the 10. My worry is that Palmer gets back. To be honest, for FPL, it's probably better if Cole Palmer stays out for FPL purposes. But yeah, I don't know. Victor Gyökeres just not been great, but I'm still hoping on him, really. And Erling Haaland, obviously, for me, you just can't go without. And him captained is a very obvious choice. Anyways, that is it for now. I will probably be uploading some videos throughout the international break. I'll probably do a wildcard draft, a free hit draft, stuff like that. And I'll obviously be back for my team selection before Game Week 8. But what I would say is just take your mind off FPL, enjoy your break. It's definitely a time to stop thinking about it. Obviously, as well, if you're not doing too well at the start of the season, it's really not a nice feeling. For me, I'm in the top 500k. I'm happy with where I am. I'm completely fine with it. And hopefully it doesn't get worse. Hopefully it keeps getting better. So yeah, that is it for now. Make sure to smash the like button and subscribe, and I will see you in the next video.